You believe in second chances. You offer gentle corrections. You believe that a soft touch and a patient hand will cultivate loyalty. A charming delusion, but a delusion nonetheless. What you call kindness, a leader understands, is a slow-acting poison. Every small transgression you forgive, every act of subtle defiance you let slide, is not a testament to your mercy. It is a signal of your weakness. You think you are being humane, but you are merely administering 1,000 tiny cuts. Each one, you believe, is too small to matter. A missed deadline here, a flippant comment there, a challenge to your authority, veiled as a question in a team meeting. You address it quietly, privately. You hope for the best, but you are not healing the wound. You are allowing it to fester. The infection of contempt begins to spread. Soon, what was one person's quiet defiance becomes a group's open disrespect. Be organism of your enterprise. Your team, your department, your kingdom grows sick, and you, with your gentle corrections, are the cause. You have mistaken sentimentality for strategy, and that is a fatal error. This is where the sentimentalist fails, and where the master prevails. The master understands a principle that Niccolo Machiavelli codified 5 centuries ago. It is not a doctrine of sadism, but a cold calculus. The economy of violence. Machiavelli observed that cruelties can be either well-used or ill-used. Ill-used cruelties are the ones you prefer. They are small, they are hesitant, and they are repeated over time. A verbal warning, a minor penalty, a public but gentle rebuke. These actions achieve nothing. They do not inspire fear, only resentment. They do not correct behavior, they harden it. The subject of your weak punishments learns not to obey, but to better conceal their insubordination. You create an enemy who despises you not for your strength, but for your irritating, persistent, and ultimately ineffectual nagging. Well-used cruelties, on the other hand, are those done all at once, out of a necessity to secure one's position, and then are not persisted in. They are a single, decisive, and shocking act. The pain is acute, but it is over quickly. Its purpose is not to torment, but to teach, to cauterize a wound and establish an unforgettable boundary. The surgeon does not apologize for the scalpel. He knows that the sharp, clean cut, though momentarily agonizing, is infinitely more merciful than the creeping gangrene of indecision. The fool applies 1,000 bandages to a dying limb. The master amputates. A truth the sentimental find distasteful, but a truth power has always obeyed. Let us move from theory to theatre. Consider the master practitioner Cesare Borgia and his problem in the province of Romagna. The region was a chaotic mess, run by petty lords who were more adept at fleecing their subjects than governing them. To restore order, Borgia needed a tool, a blunt instrument. He appointed a man named Ramiro d'Orco, known for his swift and brutal methods. D'Orco did exactly as he was commanded. He crushed the robber barons, executed criminals, and imposed a terrifying peace upon the land. He was brutally effective, but his cruelty, necessary as it was, began to generate hatred that reflected on Borgia himself. D'Orco, the tool, had become a political liability. A lesser leader might have simply dismissed him, sent him away with a quiet pension. This would have been a half measure. It would have left the people resentful and Diorco a free agent, a living symbol of Borgia's cruel phase. Borgia, however, understood the calculus. He did not choose this path. One morning, the people of Cesare awoke to a horrifying spectacle in their public square. Ramiro, Diorco's body, cut in two, was laid out on a block of wood with a bloody knife beside it. With this single appalling act, Borgia achieved 3 objectives simultaneously. First, he satisfied the people's hatred for Diorco, positioning himself as their righteous avengers. Second, the sheer savagery of the act stupefied and terrified any other potential rivals, demonstrating the ultimate price of both failure and disloyalty. Third, he established himself as the sole source of power, the one man capable of both unleashing such cruelty and then punishing it. He purged the sickness and inoculated the entire body politic against future rebellion in one clean surgical strike. The people were left, as Machiavelli wrote, both satisfied and stupefied. That is merciful cruelty. So, how do you apply this elegant brutality? Think of that persistently insubordinate team member, the one who sighs when you give a directive, who subtly questions your judgment in front of others, who constantly tests the limits of your authority. Your instinct is to perform the ill-used cruelties. You pull them aside. You have a heart-to-heart. You document their failings. You are dragging it out, creating a festering source of resentment and a model of defiance for others. The Machiavellian tactic is to do nothing, and then to do everything. You allow the transgressions to accumulate, not out of weakness, but as evidence. You are not ignoring the problem. You are building a case. And when the moment is right, when their defiance is undeniable and public, you act, not with a warning, but with a removal, a public firing, a sudden, irreversible sidelining. The act is not for them. They are merely the diseased tissue being excised. The act is for the 99 others who are watching. The message is not, don't be like them. The message is, this is the line. It is absolute, and the consequence for crossing it is political death. The shock silences all whispers. The health of the entire organism is restored. That is a single, overwhelming show of force. This brings us to a vital corollary. If you must strike a prince, you must strike to kill. This does not mean a literal assassination. It means you must never, ever engage in half measures against a rival. A wounded enemy is the most dangerous foe imaginable. They have lost everything but their hatred for you, and they will dedicate all their remaining energy to your destruction. When you decide to move against a competitor in business, in politics, in your career, your attack must be final. Do not simply demote them. Dismantle their power base. Do not just win the argument. Discredit their entire position so thoroughly it cannot be raised again. To wound a rival and then show mercy by letting them remain in a position to recover is the height of strategic folly. It is the equivalent of the surgeon leaving the scalpel inside the patient. You have not shown mercy. You have guaranteed a future infection. far more virulent than the first. It is a rather amateurish mistake, wouldn't you agree? Do not be confused. This is not an endorsement of sadism. The gentleman devil has no interest in pain for its own sake. It is messy, inefficient. This is a lesson in effectiveness. Power is not a moral entity. It is an elemental force, like gravity or fire. It is not kind. It is not cruel. It is merely effective, or it is absent. The tools of power, likewise, are amoral. Kindness is a tool. Cruelty is a tool. The master is not the one who prefers one over the other, but the one who knows precisely when and how to use each to achieve the desired result. The choice is not between being kind and being cruel. It is between being the hesitant fumbler who allows the sickness to spread until the entire body is consumed, and the master surgeon who makes the necessary cut, however painful, to ensure survival. Power is not kind. It is effective. Join the order and learn the arithmetic of dominion.